Hey everyone, Chris McIntyre, Almost Above Average Podcasts. Today I wanted to talk about Charlie Kirk. The other day I made an episode where we were kind of processing the murder of Charlie Kirk, and I gave my opinion on how I feel about Charlie Kirk. I do not like him, okay? And the things I said were not meant to upset anyone. I do not like Charlie Kirk. That is not disrespectful. That is me stating my opinion. I think he's a piece of shit for his rhetoric. The negativity he pumps into society, I don't like. That's the reason I called him that. Now that doesn't take anything away from him. I'll say this, I've been a fan of Charlie Kirk for a while. I've followed him for a long time. The reason is I really admire how he built Turning Point USA from he was a teenager when he started it. He, for the most part, built his own CPAC, in his own likeness. That is an amazing thing. No one can take that away. He built something incredible. Now, the foundation he built it on is tearing apart minorities in our country or trying to take away women's rights or put women in their place. Now, I understand that. I understand his perspective of a strong male leader in the home taking care of all that stuff and a submissive wife taking care of the kids in the house. I understand that. But not everyone feels that way. And the things he said about abortion specifically, it always makes me think of my daughter, my granddaughters, my ex, my mom. I always think of that. Even if they agree with me or not, they don't. But it's not about that. He was pushing narratives that were going to take from my family. So I do have skin in the game. That's why I gave my opinion. I don't like him. So I wanted to watch a couple clips, just to kind of showcase what he was talking about for the people that don't know. So just with all those comments, I know this is a very cherry-picked segment of his clips, but even in this segment, there is more than enough to draw the conclusions that he is a white supremacist. He is above women because of his religion. He doesn't trust black people for no reason. This is the guy that everyone's offended, that people are saying, yeah, I don't like that guy. This is the guy.
Due to the laws under Jim Crow, that black people were significantly hindered from economic advancement.
This is a really important question. The data shows not really. Black Americans are poorer today in 2024 than they were in the 1950s. The disappearance of the black father has been the number one driver of black poverty in this country. They at least agree that black dads not being around is a bad thing.
Anyone's father not being around
is the great replacement theory. They want to replace white Anglo-Saxon Christian Protestants with Mexican Nicaraguans, with El Salvadorians.
So that implies he's pushed the great replacement theory a lot. That implies there is a group of, I'm guessing he's thinking Democrats sitting around all right, we got to bring in brown people from South Korea, from China, from Mexico, and replace all the white people here. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And a person with that big of a platform shouldn't be talking about it like that because everyone's believing him. It turns into a freaking conspiracy.
Portion to the Holocaust.
Absolutely, I am. In fact, it's worse. It's worse. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat serious. Empathy. I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that does a lot.
Okay, now those are his opinions, but the man doesn't believe in empathy. What does that tell you? It just blows my mind how the world was so upset when a lot of us were like, man, that sucks that he died, but, that doesn't mean we wanted him to die at all. I don't know. I just don't know what you guys see in Charlie Kirk. I'm sure he's done some good things. He looks like a good father. I'm sure he's a man of faith because he says he is. But the way I understand just goodness to be, you don't talk like that. And I got compared to doing the same thing. And I wasn't. I was merely giving my opinion on Charlie Kirk. And my heart does go out to his family and his friends. Genuinely. It's not easy. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. I just wanted to come in here and kind of address some of the comments. One of the clips is going viral on Instagram. So I just kind of wanted not to respond to the comments, but to explain myself a little bit. I don't have to like Charlie Kirk. And I also didn't want him to die. It does break my heart that he was murdered in that fashion, because that's scary for any one of us out here giving our opinions online. No one wants to see that. I mean, I'm just building this network now. I can see a future where I'm going to college campuses and doing stuff like that. but it'll be different. You know, I'm not going to go intentionally try to stir shit up. I'm going to go to try to listen and learn. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm Chris McIntyre. This is Almost Above Average. See you on the next one.